What's up, my peeps? Thanks for coming back to the channel, guys. This is Alex, Rideshare 411, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Ring the little bell so you guys can know when I upload the next video, guys. Thanks for everybody's comments. Lots of comments after every single video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All those comments are for everybody out there who has a lot of questions. And please do share this video wherever you can, in your Instagram, Facebook, and your YouTube channel, guys. Share it so everybody can learn a little bit more regarding all the info that I'm bringing to everybody out there. I'm in the LA market, guys, California, and lots of stuff happening here regarding AB5, guys. So we just got to keep up with what's coming on January. And this is the topic for today. Okay, so I'm bringing you an article that came out today from the Wall Street Journal. So stay tuned for the second video right after this one. Lots of info, okay? Lots of info, and I want you guys to learn at the same time that I'm learning and passing all this info to you. Because everybody here in Cali and Los Angeles, we don't know exactly what's going to happen on January the 1st. We haven't heard nothing. You know, AB5 passed, it's signed already, done, and that's it. But we don't know exactly the details what's going to happen on January the 1st. Right now, Uber, Lyft, and every other company out there are going to try to bring it to court and fight it and fight it and fight it. So all this info that is coming out on daily basis, I'm trying to bring it to you guys, so at the same time that I'm learning about it, you guys can learn a little bit more, and you guys can pass the info to your friends or whoever you guys want. Remember, it's got to be like a little chain reaction. Something happened, we grab it, we learn from it, and we pass it along to everybody else, so everybody could be in the same boat. You know, we don't want to just be the YouTubers out there learning about it. And what about every single driver out there? What about all the passengers that they're looking into this and they want to learn about it? So stay tuned for the second video. Lots of info there. Please share the video. Please drop your comments. Say where you're from, what market are you at, so everybody can have an idea what are your comments about. Because if you just drop a comment and you don't say where you're from, lots of people will get confused and say, hey, oh, this guy's probably from LA, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. But if you drop a comment and you say, I'm from Chicago, I'm from Washington, I'm from Colorado, and then everybody gets the point of what you're talking about. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. It helps a lot with YouTube, guys. I'm trying to bring you as much good info that I can. It's Wednesday, guys, afternoon here in Los Angeles. Hopefully everybody has a great day. Hopefully everybody goes back home with a little bit of money today. Take care of your family. Stay safe. And stay tuned for the second video. Take care of yourselves, guys.
This is probably the beginning of a really long, challenging time for both Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash, and a lot of companies in the sharing economy space.
It almost seems to me like they're digging their heels into a business model that is in and of itself never going to work.
You're alone in your car, and this massive technological operation is just sucking the revenue out of you and leaves you to deal with all the rest of it by yourself.
This notion of, I want to be paid really high salaries, I want to be guaranteed all of my income, whether the demand is there or not, that's not how capitalism works.
The gig economy, the sharing economy, the future of work, whatever you call it, contract work may be changing for both the workers and the tech companies that rely on it. California just passed Assembly Bill 5, a law that could completely upend the gig economy by reclassifying many independent contractors as employees, a huge step towards a new labor model across the country. Hundreds of thousands of contract workers in California are set to become employees, threatening the business models of ride-hailing companies like Uber and Lyft and a host of other companies. Bina Dubal is a labor law professor at the University of California, Hastings, who studied the taxi industry and the gig economy for over a decade.
In the first years of the gig economy, things were okay. But over the last 5 years, they've lowered income for drivers. These companies unilaterally set prices, and they unilaterally drop prices, and they unilaterally decide that drivers are going to make even less of the fare than they were before.
Under the new law, drivers could be entitled to benefits like a minimum hourly wage and workers' compensation. But the question for workers is, will those benefits come at the cost of flexibility? Will part-time drivers be forced to become employees and start working scheduled shifts? While some Uber and Lyft drivers fear they could lose flexibility as an employee, others like Idan Alva welcome the protections. Alva moved to the US from Israel almost 20 years ago and worked as a corporate security manager in the Bay Area. He started driving for Lyft part-time 4.5 years ago to make a little extra money on his long commute. Then he lost his job and was forced to start driving full-time to support himself and his son. He currently drives for Lyft and Zoom, a rideshare specifically to take children to and from school.
My rates today are about half of what they were when I started 4 years ago. Every day it feels like a Russian roulette, because the chances of something happening, maybe something small and annoying like another flat tire, maybe something bigger like a car accident, maybe something devastating like getting injured in a way that I cannot work. It's all there, and if that happens, I have no safety network.
AB5 will require companies that want to treat a worker as a contractor to prove 3 things: that the worker isn't controlled by the company, that the work isn't part of the company's core business, and that the worker has their own independent enterprise. Uber and Lyft told us this could force them to raise costs and wait times for riders and significantly reduce the amount of drivers they employ. Lyft also told drivers in a message that they may soon be required to drive specific shifts, stick to specific areas, and drive for only a single platform. Uber said it plans a legal challenge, arguing that drivers are not part of their core business. Bradley Tusk was an early investor and consultant for Uber who helped the company successfully oppose minimum pay and other ride-hailing rules in New York.
When I was investing and working with Uber back in the early days, it was envisioned as something that people would do in their spare time to make a few extra bucks, not as their full-time living. There are a subset of drivers in some really big cities where it very much is their full-time job, and so it's problematic, it's expensive. It's problematic because fundamentally the business wasn't designed for that.
The two companies say they have more than 500,000 combined drivers in California, and that the majority of them drive less than 20 hours a week. They say that drivers take home more than 70% of fares, but economists have estimated Uber and Lyft drivers earn on average between $9 and $16 an hour, after accounting for gas, maintenance, and other expenses the contractors are responsible for. Many part-time drivers fear AB5 could make it worse, and by forcing them to drive scheduled shifts, it would wipe out the flexibility they need. Alva recently started organizing Lyft and Uber drivers and has been active at demonstrations in support of AB5. He often talks to drivers while waiting for rides in the parking lots at the airport.
Okay, currently in the San Francisco airport, there are 216 drivers who are just waiting in their car for a ride. All these drivers are waiting here. Nobody is paying them for their time. They will wait until they will get a ride from the airport. Sometimes it can take 15 minutes, sometimes it can take 30, an hour or more.
It's unclear how the bill will be enforced once it's enacted in January. But Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash have already pledged to combine $90 million for a ballot measure campaign to alter the law.
Just a few months from now, in January 2020, most state legislative sessions will begin again, and it will be hard to not see 10 to 15 states take this issue up. So it's a domino effect, and one thing Uber and Lyft and the others really need to do is try to overturn the California legislation as quickly as possible.
The reason that it's so incredibly important is because if we hadn't put the brakes on this business model, what is to have prevented all other service work from going down this road? When you look at the broader picture, any industry can be put on an app. And the question is that a real reason for people to not have workers' rights?